And we will jump right in. Welcome to tonight's class. And so, what happened to my mouse? There it is. So, Leeana, you want to start us off, or you want me to start off with what I have? I got one on James Comey, and there's like a 10-minute video that we're going to watch right before.
I would love to hear yours first.
You want me to break the ice? All right. So
Yeah.
we're going to look at a James Comey table that is it's actually James Comey and the Hillary Clinton, um, all that stuff that happened with Hillary Clinton and the servers and the phones that they destroyed. It's all in that table. And so this is from 2016. But before we get into that, let me share this with you. This is from Fox News just a month ago. There's Paul there. Just a month ago. And I meant to cover this at the time, but I was busy on something else, you guys. Um, do you guys remember this when this happened? It kind of blew past. There was a lot of Kirk stuff going on at this time, and so I couldn't focus on this in that moment. But I do want to now, because it's very relevant to the code that I'm going to show you is basically a predictive. We could see in 2016 that James Comey was a liar and a corrupt person, and that he was basically hiding things. Well, now he's in trouble. So let's take a look at this report here from Fox News.
Welcome to Hannity. We start tonight with a Fox News alert. Major breaking news tonight. Former FBI Director James Comey, or as he
Can you guys
likes to
hear that?
describe himself, Mr. Higher Honor, has been indicted by a federal grand jury in Virginia. Comey is now facing 2 charges: obstruction of a congressional proceeding and lying to Congress. If he is convicted, he will face 5 years in prison on each count. President Trump writing on Truth Social tonight, quote, "Justice in America. Comey has been so bad for our country and is now at the beginning of being held responsible for his crimes against our nation." As I myself told James Comey right here on this show a long time ago, he has the right to remain silent. We'll remind him again. Take a look. By the way, the last thing we need are lectures from Jim Comey. And by the way, Jim, just a reminder, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I think we're in better shape tonight. Anyway, I predict that tonight is only the tip of the iceberg. Pay very close attention as we go through this all throughout the show tonight. This is going to have a cascading effect. The same James Comey that protected Hillary Clinton and looked the other way when her team, we'd never heard of BleachBit, using BleachBit to clean their servers and acid wash them, basically. They were full of top secret, classified information. Remember, he said no reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. Remember, there were phones that were smashed with hammers and SIM cards removed from phones as well. Oh, and Joe Biden, of course, had top secret classified information. He didn't get raided. Hillary didn't get raided. No reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. Only go after Donald Trump and Mar-a-Lago and go into Melania's closet. Tonight, well, they are not getting away with covering their tracks like she did. Attorney General Pam Bondi tonight writing on X, quote, "No one is above the law. Today's indictment reflects this Department of Justice's commitment to holding those who abuse positions of power accountable for misleading the American people. We will follow the facts in this case." And, let's take this time right now to remind you of some of the facts in this case. On this program, we have spent years uncovering, unpeeling every layer of the onion of the Russia hoax and the lie. And it took a small ensemble cast, some of which will be joining us tonight, to get to the truth. We have been vindicated by the Horowitz report, the Dolan report, over and over again, newly declassified information. But as alleged in this indictment, count one, on September the 30th, 2020, nearly 5 years ago, during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, former.
And again, the code we're going to look at is from 2016. So we were speculating. The code, we were speculating about this guy, what was there.
FBI Director James Comey denied when asked that he had authorized the release of classified information to the news media by allowing a friend and a colleague of his to be cited as an anonymous source. Take a look at what Comey said that day. Take a look.
He then asked you, quote, have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton administration? You responded again under oath, no. Now, as you know, Mr. McCabe, who works for you, has publicly and repeatedly stated that he leaked information to the Wall Street Journal and that you were directly aware of it and that you directly authorized. Now, what Mr. McCabe is saying and what you testified to this committee cannot both be true. One or the other is false. Who's telling the truth?
I can only speak to my testimony. I stand by what the testimony you summarized that I gave in May of 2017.
So your testimony is you've never authorized anyone to leak. And Mr. McCabe, if he says contrary, is not telling the truth. Is that correct?
Again, I'm not going to characterize Andy's testimony, but mine is the same today.
Now, it turns out that appears to be a lie. Remember, Andrew McCabe leaked to the Wall Street Journal, we believe, at Comey's direction. Comey's own friend, a special government employee, Columbia Law School professor, leaking to the New York Times at Comey's direction. Now, on to count two, the numerous other false, misleading statements Comey is accused to have made in that exact same hearing. Comey was asked by Senator Lindsey Graham, who will join us in a minute, about a memo he received from the Director of National Intelligence, effectively making the investigation of Hillary Clinton's emails disappear, replacing it with the Russia hoax. Comey said he never remembered, had no clue what happened. Watch this.
So do you recall getting an inquiry from the the intelligence community in September 2016 about a concern that the Clinton campaign was going to create a scandal regarding Trump and Russia?
I do not.
You don't remember getting a investigatory lead from the intelligence community? September the 7th, 2016, the U.S. intelligence officials forwarded an investigative referral of FBI to FBI Director James Comey and Assistant Director of Counterintelligence Peter Strzok regarding U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton's approval of a plan concerning U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections as a means of distracting the public from her use of a private email server. You don't remember getting that or being taught? That doesn't
ring bells with me.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty stunning thing. It didn't ring a bell, but it did come to you.
Now, Senator Graham.
So you guys remember when that took place, 2016? He's running against Hillary Clinton. She's saying Russia, 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 and trying to obscure the fact that she's committed crimes. And by the way, when he got in, he should have went after her. That was one of his biggest mistakes right there. He should have went after the Clinton Foundation. Now he's having to come in and do it, this many years later.
This program, that very same night, I asked him whether or not he believed James Comey. Here's a reminder.
All I can say is he has a convenient memory. He remembers what is damning to Trump, and when something is helpful to Trump, it's like Sergeant Schultz was in charge of the FBI. I see nothing, I hear nothing, I know nothing. It's hard to believe that the director of the FBI, in charge of an investigation of a sitting president, wasn't told, oh, by the way, the subsource who prepared the dossier, we think it's a Russian agent back to 2009. It's hard to believe they didn't tell the director of the FBI. The subsource tells us that the dossier is bar talk, not reliable, take it with a grain of salt. It's hard to believe that they don't tell the FBI director the CIA has warned us that the dossier prepared by Christopher Steele and a suspected Russian spy is all internet rumor. So here's Comey's problem. If one person can come forward and say, I briefed the director about the problems with the subsource, I told the director that the CIA was worried about the reliability of the dossier, then he is in big time trouble.
And Mr. Higher Honor allegedly didn't just lie during that hearing. He also appears to have willfully lied to a FISA court several times, saying that
All right. So when you lie, you do what? You cover up, right? Remember that term.
he had enough verified information to warrant the surveillance of American citizens, starting with Carter Page, backdooring into all things Trump world. He never did. And remember, the FISA law mandates that if you present information to a FISA court to spy on an American citizen and later find out that information was false, the law requires you to go back to the FISA court and correct the record immediately. It does not look like that ever happened. In fact, if Comey and his friends could do it all over again, we learned from a questioning of Senator Lindsey Graham, they never would have signed the FISA warrants. Why didn't they tell the FISA court that? Listen.
If you knew then what you know now, would you have signed the warrant application in June of 2017 against Carter Page?
No, sir.
If you knew then what you know now, would you have signed the warrant application?
No, I would not.
Well, I believe you didn't know that what you signed was wrong. The question is, if you had known, you wouldn't have signed it. Is that correct?
No, if I had known that it contained incorrect information, I certainly wouldn't have signed it.
Knowing then what you know now about all the things that we've come to find, would you have still signed the warrant application against Carter Page in October, January, and April?
No, I would want a much more complete understanding of what we read.
Thank you very much.
When you knew that, Mr. Higher Honor, why didn't you go back to the court? The current FBI director, Kash Patel, writing on X earlier this evening, quote, today, your FBI took another step in its promise to full accountability. For far too long, previous corrupt leadership and their enablers weaponized federal law enforcement, damaging once proud institutions, severely eroding public trust. Every day, we continue to fight to earn that trust back. And under my leadership, this FBI will confront the problem head on. Nowhere was this politicization of law enforcement more blatant than during the Russiagate hoax, a disgraceful chapter in history we continue to investigate and expose. Everyone, especially those in positions of power, will be held to account no matter their perch. No one is above the law. You hear that, last part from the left all the time. No one's above the law, not even a former FBI director. Now, Comey's arraignment to face these charges will be on October the 9th. Earlier tonight, Mr. Higher Honor released this video on Instagram responding to the indictment. Take a look.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump, but we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either. I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system. I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
I'm afraid of him. He's a weird guy. As I said, I predict that this is only the tip of the iceberg. Be on the lookout for superseding indictments, other jurisdictions, potentially other charges.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube?
Yeah. So I think that's reflected also in the table. Hang on a second here. Like McCabe and indictments and stuff. It seems to me like McCabe would be next to be indicted. Hang on, let me share. So this is what started out as the Hillary Clinton table because it's about the Clinton Foundation. The vertical anomaly that's right here in the center. And there's two things going on. simultaneously. We got a long anomaly, but in that, encoded in the middle of it, we got another separate word, if you can see that with the different colors there. So the long anomaly is they made use of their foundation, talking about Hillary Clinton. There's Hillary in the green. Hillary is also running this way in the yellow, and then it's over here twice, Hillary. So they made use of their foundation. And then that blue word right there, the shin, the resh, the tav, yod, mem, is the word for servers. And then, of course, mem, het, shin, bet, which is computer, running right across the top. We've got vertical here, the emails, vertical anomaly, the emails. And here is what's really interesting and what stood out in 2016. Is this anomaly here, which it says Comey conceals or Comey covers. So that's what he's been doing. Comey conceals with Obama's name down at the bottom. Then Obama's name is also here with the aleph, the vav, the bet, mem, hey, and then the blue vav of Obama is this word here, which is the word for indictment. And then at exactly the same skip pattern, just kind of off kilter a little bit. In the purple, there is McCabe. McCabe there. Computer in the white here. America up at the top a couple of times. So we got America at the top and America going this way, sharing letters with judgment there. The actual year we found it, Hey Tav Shin Ein Vav. In the plain text is in reverse there. There's my name right next to it. So that was kind of cool that the very year and my name appeared in the same place. So I think a very historic table. This thing gave us a lot of information long before we knew the truth and what was going on. So we were speculating. What was Comey covering up? What was he concealing? The servers? What Hillary Clinton did? Well, the whole thing. He was instrumental in the whole thing, and he was the lead guy. He was the one that should have been. He should have been shedding light on the truth, and he failed in that, miserably failed in that. So, 2016, this has been around, and that's a very small skip too, a width of 513. It's in Devarim, so we're up in the Torah at a very small skip. We're in the law, which is kind of ironic, seeing how we're talking about federal government officials that are in charge of our law. And here we are, we see all this information encoded there. Fascinating. So that is the James Comey information and also the Hillary Clinton as well. All right. Who wants to go next?
I can, Jonathan, if you like.
Let me make sure you can share. I got to turn it on. All right, you should be able to go.
Okay. Can y'all see it yet?
It's rendering. So, all right, there it is. So it's on Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
It's Atlas 3i. I hope I'm correct. I know I spelled Atlas right. It's right here in the middle in the red from the bottom going up. Aleph, Tet, Lamed, Samik. A Gimel is 3, and I believe a Yod is I. Am I right? I hope I'm not wrong.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay. Okay. All right. Like Margie, I started this about a month ago, and then I worked on it for a few days ago. I'm going to start over here on the right side. Outer is this mem resh wa ket hey. So outer, stellar, going down this way. Origination goes all the way down from up here. Hey, tav, het, lamed, hey. Then I thought this was interesting. Bio, and I can't remember the direction. But this is the word bio, and this is mechanical down here. Biomechanical. Scouting is right here next to the search term in the blue. Alien was in here, right here, going this way. Fleet, I just added that because people have been saying, some people, you know, I'm not afraid about any of this stuff, but I just think it's interesting. This word is fleet going across here. And fabricated was in here, right here, going through the code like this. Bet, dalet, wa, hey. I mean, yod. Wormwood was one of the first things I looked at, and it goes all the way through. Disease is right here in the green. And poisoner is what I put on here. I couldn't find poisoning, but I've heard that there was cyanide in the at 3i Atlas, but I could not find that in the code. It's nickel and cyanide. This is nickel in the what do you call that? The phonetic spelling of nickel. And disease was there. I thought this was very interesting. I've heard the thing about it being a biomechanical thing. I put fleet in there yesterday because I think it was BP Earthwatch was talking about that there was more than one in the group. And now I want to move over to the verse that I picked. If it'll let me. Yeah, there we go. We make it a little bit bigger. It's running, I forgot to tell you, it's running from 1 Corinthians to Romans 6. I couldn't really find any kind of verse that really pointed at 3i Atlas, but I thought a lot of people I know, I was a little girl when I met Yeshua. At that time, I called him Jesus, but so I've been listening to and studying Revelation and the prophets my whole entire life. And a lot of people are afraid of this stuff in the sky. And it does say that, you know, men's hearts will fail them for fear. And so I picked this verse out of here, but the entire chapter, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, is a really good chapter to keep you from being afraid and to trust. And it says here, for we know that if our house on earth, this of the body, were dissolved, yet we have a building of Yahuwah, a house not made with hands, eternal in heaven. And that gives me hope and all of us that
Amen.
No matter what happens, we have a home. If the earth is going to be destroyed eventually, but if anybody is afraid of the stuff that's happening in the sky, you can always remember that this is not our home. We're going to be with him forever. And That's all I have.
Very good. Yeah,
Thank,
good job.
oops.
Leeana,
Yes.
can you look for anti-gravity in your code? Because anti-gravity was in my code.
Okay, I will. I sure will.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. Oh, by the way, the reason I annotate is I cannot remember the words if I don't annotate, and I can't follow my own notes.
Yeah,
So, anyway, love you guys, and thank you for letting me share.
absolutely. Very good job. All right. Paul, did you got some more you wanted to share on the Kirk table? Which
I guess I will do that.
that is doing really well, by the way. People are really interested in that.
Yeah, I wish I was more prepared. Let me
I
share
think you
my.
did fine. It was fun. Yeah.
I've put in like 30 or 40 hours this week.
Yeah, you can tell when you look at
On
how dense it is.
yeah. Okay.
Well,
Are you
yep,
getting
yep,
that?
yeah.
This is just one layer of two that I have tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm prepared enough to do the second layer. We'll see. So I was kind of gonna let the Erika Kirk table go and do something else, but our dear code searcher Charles posted a video on our Discord, and it piqued my interest and kept my investigative juices going.
Very good.
So I kept on, and here I'll show you what I found this week. So he posted a video by Stephen Banoon, and so that is right here. Bet Noon, yeah, Ben Noon, son of Noon. And in the yellow is the source. So basically it's the source of my table. And this word in red, sharing with the source, is accuracy. So I think he's a good person to listen to as far as this investigation goes. Investigation is in the orange here. Let's start at the top. Attack is in black, and the source in yellow. Let's see. Yeah, it's sharing letter here with triangular. I had a feeling the attack was had a lot of triangulation in it, like multiple people involved, multiple angles, people shooting laser light beams here and there, and remote control, and that'll all come out in this table. So triangular, I was searching triangulation, and it came out triangular method. So this is triangular, attack, the source. And then I have triangular again here in the plain text, abacus effect. The next line down here, I'm keeping Owens, Candace Owens, because she's always mentioned in everybody's reporting online. And then in the pink is to expose, in the pink here. And then a new term that I just found is accomplices in the orange. So Owens to expose accomplices in triangular. And then the next line is accuracy. Okay, and I did this line already. Over here in the corner is the drone. In a lot of the videos, you'll notice there's a drone that they're investigating or wondering what it's doing. This is the only time it appears in the table. And this is shot crossing itself.
Wow.
So it's possible that that's one of the attack angles from the drone. Maybe. We'll keep going. This vertical here is pointer crossed by itself here in the black and yellow. So pointer and pointer, and it shares a mem with the source again, connecting to Erika Kirk, and also attack again. So we have, just like on this line up here, attack source, and the same thing on this line, attack source. I'm going to jump a little bit ahead. Attack source connects right here with light beam or laser beam.
Okay.
Okay, the light beam. I'm going to jump down here. Here's laser connecting to laser in perfect symmetry. Notice that.
Yeah.
Perfect symmetry coming right to this resh here. And the vertical going on here is shot running over to be fired. To be fired is in the light blue. And then gun or gunman right here. And then there's so many colors in here, but Aleph, Het, Resh, that's another. So it could be another shot, another gunman, another bullet. Here's bullet. So it seems like there's an attack on multiple fronts. We know one bullet hit. So right going through the laser here, there's bullet, Kaf Dalet Resh. I forget which way the spelling goes. And it's connected to second or another. So second bullet. The purple term here is target, running right through Charlie Kirk. I have a ghost image of Charlie Kirk's name here, just so you'll know where that is. So target in purple goes right through here. His head in the plain text, his head and neck right here connected to laser. Okay, I think I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. Let's hop back up here. This term here in the purple and yellow is hands. I put in my translator hand signals, and it came out hands signals, like plural with the hands. So that's a plural form of hands, and signals, full spelling here. And it's crossed by hands here and hands down here, all connected to signals. You've probably seen videos with people doing hand signals and tipping their cat and things. Okay, back up here, I have the crowd in this light blue. And I told you investigation, and military is along this line. We have military again here in the olive green and yellow, crossed by coordinated in the vertical,
Mm.
military coordinated. I know a lot of the hand signals that you see are like military hand signals. Bullet, the full spelling is here in the white, going across here, pay, gimel, ayin is to hit. So bullet to hit, pointer is in the black. So there's basically a laser light pointer and the bullet hits the pointer. That's what I get from this line. Here's something very cool. Some of the videos show a vehicle with a trunk door opening in the back and the laser light coming out of the trunk. Vehicle here, it's in the plain text, and you'll get a kick out of this. When I read the verse, the actual word in the Hebrew is chariot.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so our modern day chariot is like an SUV. So it's the same word, vehicle, chariot. Heading on down here, we have weapon in the black and white. So pointer and weapon, and it crosses Charlie Kirk's last name right here, just as bullet does. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something, but here's triangular again in the pink. It's sharing with something. I'm missing a letter. I think it shares, triangular shares right here with weapon. I just added these today, and I think I didn't clean up some of my terms. Okay, triangular connecting with weapon. And in the brown here is remote. And in the red is controlled. So remote, there's some remote control involved. Vehicle runs through here, connecting with his head. And over here, it's kind of an interesting area that I'm still kind of parsing out. But this word here is aimed. So remote control, aimed. And this is military. And here's the triangular. In the tan here is the tent. The tent or the stage, I've been searching both. This is one. This is missed. There must be another bullet in here somewhere that I didn't find, but one missed and then missed in the plain text, but it's truncated. So one missed, and then I have one hit in the white. This vertical here is shot from. In the orange is guided. Let's see. Once again, I'm losing here. The orange is guided. Hands is on the same line as that.
That's it right there.
And this is to be fired as a gun, not from a job specifically. I checked into that. So to be fired. Okay, let's see. Let's move back over here. Here's weapon again, connected to aimed. So aimed weapon running right through light beam.
Wow.
And if you're wondering why I was late to class, I was frantically still searching this because it's kind of something that I haven't heard anybody talking about. I just, let's say the spirit told me a few hours ago that the camera behind Charlie that someone took down might have actually been a weapon and fired a bullet. And that's why they're so interested in it. We have camera right here, crossed by camera right here. And the great thing about this is it's the only time in the matrix that camera appears, and it crosses itself right here. So it's super important. Camera, the stage in red. In the green here is phone, like telephone. Maybe you've seen Frank Turek holding his phone, sort of like a decoy. Like, my thought is that he's kind of giving attention to him instead of what's going on behind him, with the light beam being shown out of the vehicle. So weapon, and this is shot. And here's shot from, and then shot. The source in blue is from behind, running through the stage again, and the vehicle, shot. And this is from behind, and the vehicle. This is gunman connected here to accuracy going through here. Like I said, I just found most of this.
There's a dense cluster in there too.
It is. My favorite find was neck. I mean, in the plain text, right next to Charlie Kirk and all this assassination stuff. Do you guys want me to attempt the next? Does anybody else have anything to do, or I can try and stumble through my other layer?
Paul,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Up there where you've got the up in the right upper corner where the crossing of I can't, yes, that.
Yeah. Shoot
Did you
or
happen
shot.
Shot. Did you happen to look at that verse right where that middle, where the middle is?
I did not.
It's almost like an X marks the spot. I'm just curious.
Joshua 18:6. And ye shall describe the land into 7 portions, and bring the description hither to me, and I will cast lots for you. At first glance, it's nothing, but
okay, thank you.
It could be in the context. I don't know.
Hey, Paul.
Yes.
What was the name of the guy that took that camera down? You remember?
Oh, yes.
Jason, Justin, what was it?
Here, I'll show you. No, I don't want to stop share. I don't want you to see my messy notes. His name was Bowyer, and I haven't put it in yet. it runs, it's 6 letters and it runs right through like this.
Okay, that's
the whole thing.
gonna
So yeah,
it.
yeah,
Put it in.
6 layers, 6 letters. I haven't put it in. I just found it. I just heard about him since I was researching all this camera stuff today. I found out what the guy's name was. So okay, does anyone else have any tables, or should I keep going? Or what's your plans for the class, Jonathan?
I think that's it, brother. If you want to share some more, that's fine.
I'll keep
Yeah, I don't
going.
think anybody had anything else.
All right. Um,
That's if you want to, no pressure.
right. I think the pressure is all on myself. Um, this table has a lot of names in it, and my wife is worried that I'm gonna get in trouble.
Well,
Um,
it like I said last time, once I upload it, YouTube will tell me that if there's stuff in there that shouldn't be, and so I have the option to go back and fix it or whatever. You know what I mean? So they'll let me know if there's something in there I can't put on. Yeah,
or they'll just come after me. I don't know.
or that. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
mm, like I finally found Trump. I just used the Tav instead of a Tet, and like on this line here, there's Trump running through corrupt, and Charlie's name, and it's actually the same line that accomplices is on. Interesting. And Owens, it's not in this layer, but Owens to expose corruption, accomplices, Trump. Over here is Erika 3 times. Erika shot him, or had him shot, and there's murderer running right through there. The drone, I was thinking it might have done a shot and had a silencer on it. So I looked up silencer, and it appears 1 time in the matrix right here, silencer. So drone appears 1 time in the matrix, silencer appears 1 time in the matrix. The murderer, I looked up in my translator mastermind, and in Hebrew it's 2 words, the great, the brain. It's kind of funny, it made me laugh. The great, the brain means mastermind. So the great is over here again with Erika, and Erika again. There's death. By the way, at the tip of the drone has had a silencer. Okay. Here's Charlie again, and Kirk. Going over here, way up here on top is hired. I think a lot of money was poured into this to hire a lot of the people that are going to be in this table, such as George Zinn, the guy that says, I did it. He's in here pretty significantly down here. over here, we have the shooter connected to the murderer. And has anyone heard of Mikey McCoy? So this is Michael.
Yeah.
And McCoy is here. Michael again, crossing McCoy. Michael again here. The brain. Military goes right across his name, and trigger in the orange and black. So he might have been a trigger man, one of multiple, possibly. The shooter, right? Looks like I lost a letter right in here somewhere. Trump goes through the shooter and the murderer. We have possessed, as in demon possessed, running through McCoy. And also on the line where McCoy is man, I have to look up this gunshot. That's what is in white. And corrupt goes through Erika's name here. We have demons. We have Israel, crossing Israel, going right through Charlie Kirk. We have Trump crossing himself right through this assassination mess right here and right here. And check this out. It crosses right in this cell right here, this hay. So I'm thinking, why does Trump's name cross right here? Let's look at what word that is. So in the plain text, it's is amongst us. So it looks like Trump is very complicit in what's going on with the assassination. We have demons. I grew up reading Ellen White, and she said in every chaotic mass of people where bad things are happening, there's demons inciting the crowd and involved. So that fits in with her prophecies. We have USA, we have turning in this lime green right here. Turning connected to point, connected to Erika Kirk in the white and red. So turning, point, attack goes right through there. Oh, no, this is murder or murderer. Yeah, it's murderer. And then in the blue is murderers, plural. So murderer and murderers, two separate terms, going right through turning point, USA. This is George Zion Yod Noon. As I said, he was obviously hired right here in the pink going over here. And it's actually connected to Trump right here. Well, Trump knows all about his central casting. Is that what he always says when they hire people to do things? Turek, George Turek, very prominent, running right through Kirk. Supposedly a friend, kind of a betrayer. I've got betrayal going through here somewhere. If I could only find it. I think it's this dark pink betrayal. In the purple. Man, I wish I remembered what that is. It goes right through there. Should have prepared better. Here's laser again. Gunman.
It's a lot to remember, man. I feel
The
seriously.
shooter.
I
go a little
challenge anybody to
overboard.
remember that many words. And the colors don't help either. I mean, it
Actually,
does.
the colors help my brain file things
Well,
and
they help,
process.
but it, when you got that many words, it kind of adds to the confusion too.
Yeah. So I have the murderer right here, crossing equipped with in the lighter blue, right next to laser. That's also where light beam and weapon is in here a couple times. So you could say the murderer equipped with, take your pick. We have decoy running right through where Zinn, George Zinn, and he's right here again, Zinn, the shooter. Well, he claimed to be the shooter, but this might actually be the shooter, McCoy. We have liar connecting to Erika Kirk. We have liar here. We have corrupt. We have McCoy right here with shot from right there. McCoy shot from, there's Kirk. So you could say Kirk shot from McCoy. You could look at it that way. And the vehicle. And the liar crosses McCoy. Erika is in pink, appearing just one time on the table, full spelling, and it connects right here with devil possession. And I showed you, I think gunman right here connects with McCoy right there. I'm not sure if you can see this on YouTube. Sometimes it gets blocked out by all the video people. So gunman, McCoy connecting, and the vehicle, and gunshot. One more cool thing before I leave you is remember I told you about mastermind is the brain. So here it is again, connecting the great and the brain. So mastermind running right down here where Erika goes through here, or McCoy, or Trump. Trump goes through here a couple times, right where, remember, I showed you last week where Beauty Queen staged production. So Trump does go right through there, as we suspected. You know what? I forgot to tell you on the last table I showed you. There was the roof goes through here. There's a Gimel hay goes right through this area. Anyways, I know there's a lot of conjecture on if the shot came from a roof somewhere, or behind him, or from the camera, or from the vehicle, or from the drone. There's all these possibilities. I really think they did that on purpose so that you just don't know. And when it's time to investigate, there's so much weeds to go through that it's really hard to look through the forest and find who it really is. Let me show you a couple verses. This is the tent, and this is before and behind. So the attack, I think attack is right around here somewhere, before and behind the tent. I think the stage is in here too, but I haven't put it in yet. So the attack kind of came before, in front of, and behind the stage. This verse right here, let me just show you since we have time. It's Amos 1:2. I know Jonathan likes Amos. 1:2. And he said, the Lord will roar from Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the habitations of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither. What I highlighted the habitations of the shepherds shall mourn. Okay, that runs right where McCoy shot Kirk, basically. And the shepherds could be pastors or faith leaders. Their habitations or their churches or their, yeah, they shall mourn. The shepherds of their churches shall mourn. And let me show you that again so it'll make more sense. So the shepherds and the churches shall mourn. Kirk shot from McCoy. So that makes sense to me. Okay, I think I've pretty much exhausted myself. There's an accomplice right here. Zin again. Killed and killer. Running right through mastermind. Okay, I know I missed some things. Like here's Frank Turek again, and Turek goes through here, connected to murderer. I know I'm forgetting to show you things, but you guys get the idea. It's a mess.
It's a lot to keep up with, brother. So
yeah.
The point is, it's inundated with all of the players, all of the topics, the issue, all that stuff is there in all these layers.
Yeah, there's so much massive information. It's hard to dig through it all and get to the bottom of it. I will say the murderer connects to Erika Kirk right there on the blue right there. And okay.
Okay, so you said Tarek, right? Frank Tarek.
Turek. Turek, I believe.
Turek, yeah,
Turek.
Turek, right?
Yeah, yeah. Connects with the
Okay.
murderer. But it looked like he was more of a prop, like to distract. But
Mm.
he's involved. He's involved. So, all right.
Mm.
I guess we can stop sharing
Good
now.
job, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys got
About
any
30 or
questions? Did you have any questions for him? All right. No
Okay.
more codes, huh?
No, that was about 30 or 40 hours of my week right there.
I feel you, brother. Yeah, those take a long time. I've been there. I could just look at the amount of information there and tell and most people might think, oh, let's just, finding one word after another. No, there's some times where you're getting strikes. You're not hitting it out of the park, right? So, that's why I like to go and watch a lot of content on the topic and learn as much about it. And keywords will pop up in the whole thing. Like the other day with looking at the seventh stage collapse and then the stuff with BlackRock. Just by listening to those, I could pick up on terms that I could go and search in the table, even if I didn't know a lot about it. Just those keywords that kind of stand out to me, you know, um, people, places, things. All of those things are either there or not there, and when they are, it's pretty significant.
I know Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are really catching a lot of flack over their views on this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, it's a touchy subject, so we got to be careful with it. I've kind of, once I started getting warnings and like little, oh, by the way, make sure I kind of knew that you're walking a fine line then, and I can't believe she hasn't been censured or something yet. But I think it would be probably coming. There comes a point. I mean, YouTube will do it retroactively too. Like if they are offended a year from now, they will hit you a year from now. Okay. So, um, anyway, I'm kind of surprised that she still got a lot of her videos up with some of the stuff that she's been saying. But yeah, it's a bizarre case, man. It's there's stuff that's not right about it. It's definitely some kind of conspiracy. All right, so
Exactly.
nobody else has got codes. That's good. Um, I'll try to have some others done. I've been working on other things this week, but I wanted to get the Comey one done because it's already been a month since that happened, and we'll move on probably back to Atlas because that is going to be significant here in December. I think it's going to be when it's in its close approach to Jupiter around that time, so that's going to be between December and February. And you should be able to see it with a telescope um, as well. So that's going to be in the news. Just not that it's not already, but even more so. Then, yeah, don't forget. She's saying, don't forget to look for anti-gravity in your code there, um, Leeana.
I will.